Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries, as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. And let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me. First, there are no operators standing by. I am it.
Quiet, numbskulls. I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan, a plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And of course, we celebrate every day on Ron Siegel Radio. Gotta always have something exciting to celebrate, but you know, I don't know about this one. National Rhubarb Pie Day. Okay, I've had rhubarb pie a couple times. It's not bad. It's nothing to get too excited about. National Donald Duck Day. I don't know where we have to go with that one these days. So we got to be really careful on what we say on that. Let's move right along, especially being that, you know, I saw something in the news yesterday, and I saw a couple people are not too excited about it. So I wonder if we're going to have to change that holiday that we had a couple weeks ago. Right? I think they call it Mother's Day. Well, they removed all references in the United States budget to moms and mothers. It's now referred to as birthing people.
It is what it is.
I mean, talk about a little lunacy here. Birthing people is the name we're supposed to be using now. So let's continue celebrating maybe Donald Duck Day, I guess, at least that might be a little safer. Hey, let's take a look at the markets today. Dow Jones Industrial Average now down 36 points. S&P 500 up 1.92. The NASDAQ is up 1783. Oil down 18 cents per barrel right now. What's that doing to gasoline prices? We probably don't want to know, especially for those of us that call California home. Looking at the national average, 306.7 is the national average gallon of gasoline. 422 in California, 422. Ow! 296 was the price last year. So the national average, what's that, $1.16 a gallon cheaper on a national basis than we are in California? Hey, but we keep giving more money away to, I just saw this, that I haven't checked this out myself, but I just saw that the state budget rejected a veterans facility out in the Coachella Valley at the same time, and that was for like, I think, $22 million, at the same time authorizing $150 million for illegal immigrants. No veterans, but we pay for the illegals. Does this make sense to anybody? I can't figure it out, but hey, you know something? I can't figure a lot of stuff out here in California. It's a crazy, crazy world out here nowadays. But you know something, we still have good weather, right? Infrastructure talks are off because the Republicans don't want to add taxes. The infrastructure, the Republicans are not in favor of adding taxes. The Democrats are. How does that affect infrastructure? Can somebody help me with this, please? I know that they don't ever think about paying for anything in Washington, but then again, some of the climate change issues probably are not dealing with infrastructure either. They say that the president walked away from the negotiations. Apparently, it's more like some of his staff members walked away. The president agreed to most of the things. I guess they came in with a lot of agreement. But then again, we can't agree on all of this. big battles amongst the Democrat Party. Right, they're not too excited that Senator Manchin is holding firm, doesn't believe in getting rid of the filibuster. He says we need to figure a way to work together. Now, he's just the face of the whole issue. I'm going to submit to you that it's not really just Senator Manchin that has the problem with this. Sinema in Arizona seems to be along on the same side as Manchin, but I guess Manchin is the one that is the easier target. I should put it out that way. Moving right along. Hey, let's take a look at the president's schedule for yesterday. Are you ready for the president's schedule for yesterday? You have a notepad? I can give you the whole president's schedule. I'll share the entire thing with you because it is extremely in-depth. Yeah, we need a graphic for this one to show the president's schedule from yesterday. Nothing. Not a thing on his schedule. Now, I don't know. How do you get away with doing that? As president of the United States, I know that the vice president might have a little bit of problem with knowing where she is. Now, I've talked to you before. I think there might be some cognitive disorders with the president. My dad had cognitive issues, so I've kind of recognized some of that. But I think there may be an issue with the president as well. But now the vice president, right? Now, she doesn't like the idea of getting questioned by a reporter. Isn't that a surprise, right? Surprise. So have a reporter questioning the vice president, wanting to know if she's going to go visit the southern border of the United States, being that she's on a border security trip. And while she's in Mexico City, scolds the reporter saying, we're in Guatemala and talking about the root causes, and maybe you should ask me questions about that. Really? I didn't realize that the vice president was going to be the one that was going to direct what the questions would be from the reporters. But in this White House, it's nothing is of a surprise anymore. The big story that's coming out right now, or has just recently come out, a report on January 6th. Now, I'm assuming Nancy Pelosi doesn't like the report because she wants to do one of her own. We haven't spent enough money having Homeland Security and the Governmental Affairs and Rules Administrative Committee both going out and doing fact-finding missions on a bipartisan way. Obviously, they're led in the Senate by the Democrats because Vice President Harris has the tie-breaking vote. 127-page report does not mention Donald Trump involvement, does not describe the events of January 6th as an insurrection, but it does have some very, very interesting conclusions. The Capitol Police, which are under the control of Nancy Pelosi, knew as early as December 21st that protesters planned to bring guns and other weapons to Washington, D.C. December 21st. Why weren't you ready, Mrs. Pelosi? Why wasn't the Capitol Police ready? Well, the organization said they're the ones that are responsible for protecting the Capitol. Protesters were sharing maps of the campus online, and they were showing how to seal off and trap the lawmakers inside. The report criticizes the FBI and the Department of Homeland Security, noting that neither group published an intelligence bulletin before the attack warning of this. So the FBI had to know, right? If the Capitol Police intelligence knew it, the FBI had to know it. What is Christopher Wray doing? Why has he still got a job if this is what happened? Now, anybody that likes what happened on the 6th, you're crazy. Just my opinion. Right? The thought right there, there's no excuse for something like that happening in the United States, especially when they had, 2 weeks notice that they could have done something about it. Where was the D.C. police, Mayor Muriel? Right? Where were you at it? The report also shows that the National Guard was slow to mobilize. Well, it would have been done 2 weeks. That put 2 weeks. Why couldn't they have taken care of all of that in that time leading up to the entire process? Unbelievable. So now Nancy Pelosi wants, and the Republicans want to put together another commission to study this. Well, we got a report from the Senate that tells us a bit, 127 pages. Why does Pelosi want to do this? It's just political. She and Schumer have no care as to what's in the best interest of the United States. They just care how do they keep their hold on power, which is the same thing most politicians want. But there are 465 people that have been arrested by the Department of Justice. They continue to do their job. Let's see what the Department of Justice does. I'm going to guess that there's going to be a lot of plea bargaining. There's going to be a lot of deals made so that we don't go to court on all of those, maybe 80%. Barack Obama back in the news. This is just a fascinating story to me. He gives an interview to the Jewish Insider newspaper on June 7th. In the interview, I'm going to quote exactly what he said. I said that the seeds that gave rise to the Holocaust have always been with us. They have found root across cultures, faiths, and generations. They have emerged again and again, especially in times of change and uncertainty. When I gave that speech, I was clear that anti-Semitism was on the rise around the world. People's anger over everything from immigration inequality was boiling over, and many of them were looking for someone else to blame. And for 4 years, we had a president in the White House who fanned those flames, unquote. Again, that's from Barack Obama. Should we compare the record of what Mr. Obama did for the Jewish people versus what President Trump did? Should we just start out with the moving of the embassy in Israel? It's not even close. But being that the news is all liberal, they'll tell you exactly what Barack Obama wants you to hear. Unbelievable. We're going to continue our conversations today. We got a great broadcast lined up for you today. We're going to chat about, and this is kind of a segue into where we're heading, because we're going to chat about college planning. So I'm going to give you a workshop on that today. I'll give you a little bit of the in-depth strategic information on that today, and then we'll have a conversation with our guest tomorrow in studio. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we've come back, we are going to talk about college planning, how to get it paid for. We've also got a real-time real estate segment for you today. We're going to chat about home price appreciation. Just call it simple, supply and demand. All that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, shame on you. The replay is available. Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Building your future wealth starts now. Take action and put your money to work for you instead of working for your money. Are you sitting on $100,000 of home equity? Realty Pro 100 has your solution. Realty Pro 100 Wealth Builder program may increase your net worth by $50,000 to $75,000 or more per year. Learn more about the Realty Pro 100 Wealth Builder program by texting My Wealth Builder to 79564. Text My Wealth Builder to 79564. License DRE 020590058.
Blue Water Credit Repair is the industry leader in fixing bad credit. Did you know a 40-point increase in your credit score can save you $40,000 on a home loan and $4,000 on a car loan? You deserve good credit and peace of mind. Take the first step today and go to bluewatercredit.com and register for a free consultation from one of their credit repair experts. That's bluewatercredit.com.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Trimming of your retirement does not include losing your house. However, due to today's lower stock market, higher medical bills, and taxes, many retirees face this very problem. This is why it is necessary that you, as a baby boomer considering retirement within the next 10 years, understand reverse mortgages and what one could do for you or your parents. The reverse mortgage could make it possible for you or your parents to travel, buy a second home, or start a new business. For more information about reverse mortgages, just call our off-air number at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990, or visit realestateradio.com and click the free workshop button.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. College planning, that's our subject today. College planning, where will the money come from? That's the discussion. As I've shared with you in the past, I am on the national speaking team for the Society for Financial Awareness, nonprofit organization. And we like to give out some free information all the time. It's a 501c3 organization with a mission of ending financial literacy across America, one community at a time. Today, we're going to talk about getting college planning and how do we do it? Where do we do it? What is some of the programs involved in it? Let's chat about that right now. First question, how much? Right? How much do I want to pay? How much will I need? Those are some of the questions we've got to figure out in the process. It's almost always about planning ahead of time, not the summer before college begins. That's not going to be a good time to start planning. You gotta really look into these things early. You got to give us a call at 800-306-1990 and really do some strategic planning ahead of time. State of the university cost projections for the year 2020. Private colleges, $32,900. Public, $15,100, according to the U.S. Department of Education. The average cost of a year at a public university, $15,100 to $32,900. Private institutions for $32,900 is the private ones, 2020. Now, remember, this is average. You talk about a school like USC, it's probably going to be $50,000 more than that. Chapman, probably $50,000 more than that. NYU, probably $50,000 more than that. A lot of money involved in the tuition world. Where's the money going to come from? Well, there are scholarships available for sports, academics, other programs. However, the competition to get these, very, very intense. Everyone wants free money, right? Also, there aren't any guarantees that the scholarships will be awarded to all who applied. Competition, again, intense. So what are we going to do? We're going to leave things to, are you going to leave your kids to, just maybe a happenstance? I don't think that's the wise way of doing things. Student employment is another source for college funding. Many students work their way through college. Part-time employment is a valuable source of income and work experience. However, some students may not be eligible for some particular jobs based on the financial aid your child is receiving. Some students, mostly freshmen, tend to be restricted to 10 to 20 hours of employment per week to allow them to focus on school. Students who are working as teaching or research assistants often develop valuable relationships with their professors. Internships and work-study programs become valuable springboards to grad school and careers. Although these create great opportunities, they are typically unpaid or paid very minimal. When comparing it to the cost of college, will working part-time cover it? Maybe. But again, do we want to leave this to chance? Where will the money come from? So let's look at some of the grants. Grant money need not be repaid. That's a big, big benefit. Federal Pell Grants go to undergraduates. FSEOGs are helpful, but there's no guarantee that every student deserving one will get one. Let's see what else I have in my notes here. So the difference between a FSEOG and a Pell Grant is that while the U.S. Department of Education guarantees that each school will receive enough money to tap Pell Grants, or to pay, easy for me to pay Pell Grants, there's no guarantee that every eligible student will receive the federal student money. At each school may be awarded an FSEOG based on funds available at that school. So think about that part of it. Where will the money come from? Again, federal student aid loans. The Stafford loans come in two types. Subsidized, that's the need-based. The federal government pays the interest on these loans while the student is in school and during the grace period before repayment begins. Unsubsidized, if not qualified for subsidized, the borrower is responsible for the interest accrued from the issue of the loan, although not required to pay it until after the grace period expires. Federal Perkins loans are low-interest loans for undergraduate and graduate students with extraordinary financial need. The college is the lender, although the university is primarily made with government funds, or the loan. The loan is made with government funds. Where's my mind today? No loan fees are charged. Plus loans, eligible parents with good credit histories to borrow to pay the education expenses of a dependent child who is an undergraduate student enrolled at least half time. So there's a few of the sources. Who will the money come from? Well, you got a personal accumulation, Coverdale Education Savings Account, formerly the Education IRA, or the 529 Savings Plan. Those are a couple of areas. Personal accumulation, 529 College Savings Plans, benefits. Tax-deferred growth on money invested. Custodian or trustee maintains control of the investment and the withdrawals. Beneficiary account may be changed, may be established with any participating bank, credit union, mutual fund company, or other financial institution. A variety of investment options are available. The personal accumulation 529 savings plans limitations. Maximum contribution, the gift tax of $15,000 per individual per year. So mom, dad, grandma, grandpa each can give $15,000. If you have 4 grandparents, 6 grandparents, 8 grandparents, whatever, $15,000 to each child per year. Only one account established per beneficiary. Counted against the financial aid qualifications. That's a big term. This is counted against the financial aid qualifications. Withdrawals must be used for qualified education costs or be subject to income tax and penalty. Contributions must be made prior to the beneficiary's age 18. An account must be fully withdrawn by the beneficiary's age 30. Personal accumulation, the Coverdale account, the benefits. Maximum contribution is $2,000 per individual. Tax-deferred growth on the money invested. Custodian trustee maintains the control of the investment and withdrawals. The beneficiary of the account may be changed and may be established with any participating bank, credit union, mutual fund, or other financial institution. The limitations of the personal accumulation account: limited investment options may be counted against financial aid qualifications. Withdrawals must be used for financial qualified education costs or be subject to income tax penalties. Important considerations are going to be, again, the risk profile, the time horizon, the inflation risk, taxes, procrastination. How much time do you need to get this done? How much time do you need until the college student is going to be going to college? The enemy with procrastination? Well, we always know the enemy with procrastination. The longer you put it off, the more money you're going to need to put in. And we're just looking at it. If you act now, 0 to 5 years, $2,000 per year gives you $40,000 in input. 6 to 18 years, well, you better make up the difference because you're going to need that. And if you do that $2,000 per year, and you're doing that for 5 years with a 12% return, and I'm not promising any returns here, that's $62,000. Is that enough? Right? Think about that concept. Where are you coming with the money? Final question here. Which saving vehicle do I choose? I guess I should throw that in here because we've got a better answer on here, the final one. Yeah, we don't want to play the whole song, do we? So which savings vehicle are you going to choose? How much are you going to plan for? How do you figure out specifically how much you need for your dependents? What can you do to get started right now? Those are all the questions you've got to look at. Well, those are a lot of the questions. Now, planning for this, putting your money into the right sources, I'm going to tell you for sure that there are ways of saving money on this whole process, right? There's ways to reposition your assets so that, and this is for mom and dad, right? Repositioning assets so they don't get put into the economic family contribution, right? Or the expected family contribution. I think they're changing the name. We'll talk to Chris about that tomorrow. They're going to change that name of that. But when you fill out the FAFSA, the free application for financial aid, which I highly recommend you do not do on your own, because most people are going to get it wrong. Not for any reason other than we don't know what we don't know, right? What's your home worth? Most people are excited about their home. They look at it and they say, okay, my home is worth $700,000, $800,000. Last year it was worth $200,000. Now it's worth $400,000, right? But especially here in California, and if you're watching this on our workshop page on Ron Siegel Radio, you're probably not going to, you may not just be in California, but in California, we've still got Prop 13. Your assessed value is the value that you're going to be looking at to determine your equity in your property. Just one question right there. So if your assessed value is, say, $600,000, market value is $800,000, and you've got a $400,000 loan, well, you could be putting down that you've got $200,000 in equity versus $400,000 in equity. Right? That's a big difference when you're looking at the way the numbers are calculated. And we have to be looking at both the FAFSA form and the CSS profile form. There is a better way, right? My comment to you is let's get a professional dealing with both of these issues. And again, as part of the Society for Financial Awareness, I'll tell you right here, right now, I do not do this work for you. I do know the people that do it. We're a nonprofit organization on that organization, the SOFA. But I can put you in touch with the right people that do know how to do it. I can put you in touch with those folks that can get you the information. They study it every single day. How often are you studying it? Are you getting the right information? Are you putting the right information on the form? Are you getting the most possible from the federal government? If you're paying taxes, it's your money that's going to be making these payments. So my question to you is, do you want the money just to be left behind? $2.8 billion in federal student aid, that is grants, money given for free, does not get used every single year. And I will tell you also that it's cheaper once you understand the right ways of doing these things. In almost all situations, it's cheaper to go to the private school than it is to go to the public school. I know that doesn't sound logical, but it is cheaper to go to private than to public because the private schools have these massive endowments. And there are certain schools that if they never collected a single penny of tuition, they would have their endowments would continue to grow. So just share that with you so you have the basis of the information, because I want you to know there is a better way. You can send your kids to college without putting them in debt for the rest of their lives. The biggest item I ever see on the lending team side that hurts people when it comes to buying their next home is student loans. Number one item that I see that is a big surprise. And I have people say, well, Ron, they're in deferment, so I'm not even making a payment. Why is that hurting my debt-to-income ratio? Well, because Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, FHA, USDA, VA, and all of the portfolio lenders that I know of say, yeah, you don't owe anything right now, but you will. So we're going to put something in there. And in many instances, it's significantly more than what you would be paying if you had an income-based repayment plan. An income-based repayment plan. So that's the workings of the day. That is just a little bit of information on college funding and who's going to pay for it. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, Mortgage Minute, Home price appreciation is as simple as supply and demand. And oh, yes, we do have a featured home brought to you by myfavoritelender.net. All that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990 or RonSiegelRadio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
What's your plan to beat inflation and protect and build your future wealth? If you're not sure, and if you would like to learn the secret of building wealth by utilizing your current assets with little or no risk, Realty Pro 100 has your solution. Realty Pro 100 Wealth Builder Program may increase your net worth by $50,000 to $75,000 or more per year. Learn more about the Realty Pro 100 Wealth Builder Program by texting My Wealth Builder to 79564. Text My Wealth Builder to 79564. License DRE 02059058.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Blue Water Credit Repair is the industry leader in fixing bad credit. Did you know a 40-point increase in your credit score can save you $40,000 on a home loan and $4,000 on a car loan? You deserve good credit and peace of mind. Take the first step today and go to bluewatercredit.com. and register for a free consultation from one of their credit repair experts. That's bluewatercredit.com.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037 and DRE number 018694452.
Are you tired of paying rent? Are you tired of paying someone else's mortgage? Do you know qualified folks can potentially purchase a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket? Ron Siegel can help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. If you're tired of paying someone else's mortgage, reach out to Ron today at ronismylender.com. That's ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender. Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Dow Jones Industrial Average now down 55 points. The NASDAQ is up 42 points. We're looking at the S&P 500 is up 2.96. 10-year Treasury, the yield, down at 1.50. We'll see what's going to happen with that in the next 20 minutes if you're listening to us on the live broadcast in the morning. If you're listening to us this afternoon, it's already happened. I don't know which way it's going to go because my crystal ball broke yesterday. But at 11 o'clock California time, we're going to get a 10-year Treasury auction. We'll see what happens with that. Mortgage-backed securities, they're up 13 basis points, which is good for the market. The Mortgage Bankers Association released their mortgage application data for the week ending June 4th, showing that overall application volume decreased by 3.1%. Applications to purchase a home were up 0.3%, and refinances decreased by 5%. We're looking also at what else has gone on in the markets. Why are we talking about something? What am I talking about that's kind of happening at, I believe it's 10 o'clock California time. Yeah, it's basically that 10-year Treasury is what it's all about today. And what we're seeing right now is everything could change very, very quickly. And it's all got to do with what's going on in Washington. It's got to do with the demand for these bonds. Senate passed a $250 billion tech and manufacturing bill in an effort to counter China's technology ambitions. The bill includes funding for scientific research, subsidies for chip makers and robot makers, and overhaul of the National Science Foundation. Important to say on the forefront of technology, or for us to stay on the forefront of technology as a country, this is more spending that the U.S. will be doing that has to be paid for and can contribute to inflation. Now, all they had to do was follow some of the guidelines that were talked about previously, right? But they don't want to do any of that kind of stuff where you just put some rules in place that China either does A, B, and C, or you just maybe take away their most favored trading status. Think about that. If you take away that most favored trading status, it has this very similar effect to the giving away of $250 billion to tech and manufacturing. You wonder why all of these tech guys are all very, very pro-Democrat. So speaking of inflation, Sherwin-Williams said they're implementing additional price increases across all their segments, including a 7% August 1st price increase. Chipotle said they raised menu prices by 3.5% to 4% last week. One of the main reasons for higher prices is the shortage of qualified labor. Yesterday, the Labor Department, we talked a little bit about this, came out with their JOLTS report, Job and Labor Report, which tracks the monthly change in job openings, was reported at 9.3 million for the month of April, an increase of 1 million from March's report. Only 7% of the new job postings were filled. 7% filled. Now think about that. Wonder what that'll be like next month when California fully reopens, right? I mean, we've got stadiums and restaurants going back to 100%. Well, they're going to need more labor for that. What's going to happen there? So we're just watching all of that data for you to see what's happening and where that's going to come from. So again, I told you at 10 o'clock our time, the 10-year Treasury note auction could be a turning point that we'll be watching for any of the private clients of Ron Siegel Radio and the Siegel Lending Team. Right, the bonds are moving nicely so far today, but again, if that auction has weak demand, well, especially considering that there's that CPI report that's coming out tomorrow, and I've shared with you in previous broadcasts that what our forecast is for that report, and if there is a lot of inflation, well, we might just see some of these prices that have been going down dramatically change course, and we'll see what happens with that. Just a lot of great information right there coming out of the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products, including the Fannie Mae Refi Now program that just came out last Saturday. If you haven't looked into that and seen what it means for your family, that Refi Now program could be very, very important, right? The whole concept of that is for those people that have not refinanced their home loan. If you're over 3.5% interest, there's a very good likelihood that the Refi Now program might be in your best interest. There's also a couple of programs out there that we don't really talk about too much on Ron Siegel Radio, and I'll give you a little bit of an overview of them. Business owners. I know business owners that they like to write off everything they possibly can write off, and I get it, right? If it's legal, write it off. But then they go out and they try and get a new home loan, and they say, oh, I can't get a home loan because I wrote everything off, and even though I live a nice life, I didn't save enough money, or I didn't report enough taxable income for the lender to say, you know something, Mr. Jones, you're qualified, you've got enough income, although common sense tells us they can do it. So there are some stated income loans that are out there, and the prices of these stated income loans have dropped dramatically. So if you haven't looked into that recently, stated income loans for business owners, self-employed, doctors, dentists, salespeople, anyone who's got a self-employed business, if you own more than 24.99% of the business, we're going to call you self-employed. And there may be some options out there for you. If you thought you couldn't buy a home, yeah, these stated income loans work for people trying to buy a home. If you're refinanced, or if you've got a private money loan that you did, well, you may want to explore these. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, the home market, supply and demand, it's just that simple. And oh, yes, we've got a featured home brought to you by myfavoritelender.net. All that and more. You can reach me anytime off air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Listening to this program, building personal wealth is a topic you're familiar with, and you probably understand that making money is about creating a high income from a high-paying job or running a business, while building wealth, on the other hand, is about creating a stock of value that goes up over time. You've also probably noticed lately that prices for fuel, groceries, and raw materials are skyrocketing, while your monthly income remains flat. Welcome to Inflation 101. One of the fastest growing wealth building strategies is utilizing your current assets with little or no risk, like the equity in your home. Realty Pro 100 has been helping people like you increase their net worth by $50,000 to $75,000 per year. Now's the time to put your money to work for you and beat inflation. Learn more and start building your wealth by contacting Realty Pro 100. Text My Wealth Builder to 79564. Text My Wealth Builder to 79564. Receive free information on how the Realty Pro 100 Wealth Builder program works and if it's the right wealth building strategy for you. License DRE 02059058.
Are you tired of paying rent? Are you tired of paying someone else's mortgage? Do you know qualified folks can potentially purchase a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket? Ron Siegel can help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. If you're tired of paying someone else's mortgage, reach out to Ron today at ronismylender.com. That's ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Do you have a goal of mortgage-free home ownership? What if your home was valued at $500,000? Are you aware that a free and clear home could be costing you $2,500 every month, $30,000 per year? The mortgage planners at the Siegel Lending Team would like to show you how you can own your home, generate tax-free income, and accumulate family wealth. You simply need to call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. By sending the team a copy of your most recent mortgage statement, the team will send you a no-obligation mortgage adoption plan. You be the judge if it's right for your family. Again, all you have to do is send the team a copy of your mortgage statement by email to map@ronsiegelradio.com or call today Ron Siegel, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporation and MLS 217037 and DCAL BRE number 018694552.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, the featured home segment today, being brought to you by myfavoritelender.net, myfavoritelender.net. Who's got the featured home? Ooh, I like this one. Yeah, 54873 Southern Hills in La Quinta. Bridget Somerville has the property. Realty Pro 100. Welcome to the famed Pete Dye Design TPC Stadium course in PGA West. Popular Legends 20 floor plan features 2596 square feet, 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom with hard-to-find dual master suites. But there's no mistaking the special feeling of tranquility at this home. Enter the private gated courtyard, showcasing the epitome of desert living with the recently remodeled desert landscape framed with modern lighting. The well-laid-out floor plan is open with high ceilings, natural lighting from large skylights. If you haven't been to PGA West out in La Quinta, it's a nice community. $759,000 is the price of this property. Let's look at some financing options. Put 10% down. You're looking at $29.73 a month. 20% down, $26.43 a month. Strategically speaking, if you put 25% down, you're looking at $23.62 a month. And for those of you keeping score, and I know there's some compliance people that are, the APR is 3.47, 3.304, and 3.09, NMLS 217037. That is the featured home today, brought to you by myfavoritelender.net. Bridget Somerville's property at 54873 Southern Hills, La Quinta. I don't know if it's her property. I just know it's her listing. 54873 Southern Hills in La Quinta, PGA West. Now, remember all those numbers I gave you as far as payments? That's principal and interest payments. If there is any mortgage insurance, HOA insurance, taxes, that's all different or added on to those principal and interest payments that I told you about. Look at the pictures. If you're watching us on RonSiegelRadio.tv, or if you're watching us on any of our socials, the ABC News and Talk video stream, you're seeing just a few of the pictures. And we can get you more of those pictures if you want to. Again, if you want more information, give me a call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. That's the featured home, brought to you by myfavoritelender.net. So let's take a look at the real-time real estate segment today, brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text SLT Home Digest to 79564, SLT Home Digest, 79564. Find your dream home before someone else does. Home price appreciation is as simple as supply and demand. We've talked about this before, the supply and demand issue of home prices, right? And that's why I say to you, when I hear so many people talking about a bubble that we might be in, no. A bubble happens when prices are going up because prices are going up because prices are going up. When prices are going up because there's a lack of demand, a lack of supply, and increased demand, that's when you see that you've got a whole different story. Home price appreciation continues to accelerate. Today, prices are driven by the simple concept of supply and demand. Pricing of any item is determined by how many items are available compared to how many people want to buy that item. As a result, the strong year-over-year home price appreciation is simple to explain. The demand for housing is up, while the supply of homes for sale hovers at historic lows. I've got 3 maps to show you how this theory continues to affect the residential real estate market. Fascinating stuff. And again, if you're watching us on RonSiegelRadio.tv or the ABC News and Talk AM 1490 video feed, you're going to actually see these maps coming up on our screen. Map number 1. Let me see if I can find the map here. I can share my screen and give you the map, and then we can let our trusty engineer deal with all of the driving of that. I think did I get that map coming up? Somewhere we've got it. Maybe Josh has it. Okay, Josh is driving. He does a better job driving this stuff than I do anyway. So map number 1, state-by-state appreciation reported by the Federal Housing Finance Agency for the first quarter of 2021 compared to the first quarter of 2020. Year-over-year appreciation for the United States, 12.6%. California, 14.3%. Think about that. That's year-over-year appreciation. Now, when we talk about the FHFA, that's going to be conforming loans, right? So it could be that it's in the Coachella Valley where it's, I think, 500 change. Could be in Orange County, LA County, San Diego County, where you're looking at closer to 800,000. But up 14.3% is the appreciation. Again, 12.6% for the United States. Right? The only states that, I mean, we're looking at a few of the states that have appreciated well above the national average, obviously, is you've got Arizona 17, Utah 19, Idaho 20, almost 24%, Washington 15.8, Maine has got a 15 in there, New Hampshire 16.2, Connecticut 15.9, and then lowly California at 14.3, still a very, very strong number. Map number 2, the change in state-by-state inventory levels year over year, reported by Realtor.com. California down 42%. National number down 52%. That's inventory year over year. Think about that. Comparing the maps show a correlation between change in listing inventory and price appreciation in many states. The best examples, Idaho, Utah, and Arizona. Though the correlation of not as easy to see in every state, the overall picture is one of causation. Could be, as our friends at Geneva put it, problematic. The reason prices continue to accelerate is that housing inventory is still at all-time lows, while demand remains high. However, this may be changing. Is there relief around the corner? The report by Realtor.com also shows the monthly change in inventory for each state. Map number 3, state-by-state changes in inventory levels month over month, reported by Realtor.com. Again, the month over month for the United States inventory levels, 2.5%. California, 3.9%. So maybe we're seeing some of that, as the map indicates. 39 of the 50 states, plus the District of Columbia, saw increases in inventory over the last month. Maybe evidence that homeowners who have been afraid to let buyers in their homes during the pandemic are now putting their houses on the market. We'll know for certain as we move through the rest of the year. We're going to see what happens with all of this. Bottom line, some are concerned by the rapid price appreciation we've experienced over the last year. The maps show that the increases were warranted based on great demand and limited supply. Going forward, if the number of homes for sale better aligns with demand, price appreciation will moderate to the more historic levels. I'm going to suggest to you that I like the idea when the prices moderate. I'm not a big fan of seeing some of these prices being at these kind of levels. When you talk about California being prices appreciating on real estate at 14.3%, then think about it. If you put 20% down, let's do 10%. It's easier math, right? You put 10% down, then you're multiplying that 14.3 times 10. So you're getting a 143% return appreciation on the cash invested, right? So if you've got a $500,000 property, you put $50,000 into it, and it went up 70-some percent or $70-some thousand, right? Because the 500,000 times 14.3 is going to be, I think, 71,000, 72,000. I don't have a calculator in front of me, but it's going to be a massive number. That's one of the things that we're watching for you, because we're not forecasting that prices are going to depreciate. What we really want to see is we want to see the prices moderate, right? Moderate. We want to see that the prices are getting more in line with that 3%, probably 3.6% historic number. Or we'll even look at it and we'll say, okay, well, maybe it's not the 3.6% historic number that we're used to, but what about in Riverside County? When we look at the real estate report card, and we have this for every county, every metropolitan area in the country. If you want it, just give me a call at 800-306-1990. Our team will get this for you. But we can actually tell you that the 61-year average for Riverside County, 4.91% appreciation, forecasted 8.39% for the next year, and accumulation of 31.16% over the next 5 years. That's just a few of the numbers for you. And as always, I ask you, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to Josh and Sean who are engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime. 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990 or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.
Lights go out and I can't be saved.